begin with. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good upon change for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge knew he was dead. But of course he did. How could it be otherwise? Scrooge was his sole executor, his sole administrator, his sole assign, his sole residuary legatee, his sole friend, and sole mourner. There is no doubt that Marley was dead. This must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful could come of the story I'm going to relate. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it is, stood years later, Scrooge and Marley's. Sometimes people new to the business would call Scrooge by Marley, but he answered to both names. It was all the same to him. At any rate, here we start our story. It was a particular Christmas Eve, quite cold, but other than that, nothing of particularity to report. At the start of our story, Scrooge is on his way back to the counting house after running an insignificant errand.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have I the privilege of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years now. He died this very day 7 years ago.
It is more than usually desirable that we should make some provision for the poor and the destitute who suffer greatly at the present time. Many are in want of common necessities, hundreds and thousands in want of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
Are the union workhouses still in operation?
They are. I wish I could say they were not.
The poor man's law on the treadmill is still in full vigor.
We're very busy, sir.
Oh, good. I'm very glad to hear it. I was afraid something had occurred to stop them in their useful course.
Well, the few of us will be able to raise a fund to provide a wholesome meat, drink, and means of forth. We choose this time because it is a time of all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. How much do we put you down for, sir?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous,
I
sir?
wish to remain left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, ladies, that is my answer. I cannot afford to make myself marry around Christmas. I cannot afford to make idle people marry either. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned, and they cost enough. If people are in need, they must go there.
But many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they had rather die, they better get on and do it and decrease the surplus population.
Well, surely you can't mean that.
I can and I do. Good day.
But, sir...
I said good day.
Scrooge was neither affected by the cold, nor noticed the general called about. He simply kept about his business, wishing nothing more than to be left alone.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Merry Christmas, humbug.
Christmas? A humbug? Uncle, I'm sure you don't mean that.
I do. What reason do you have to be that? Poor enough.
What reason have you to be dismal? You're rich enough. Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you anyways? Time for finding yourself 1 year older and not 1 hour richer. A time for paying bills without any money. Even if I could have my will, every idiot with the words Merry Christmas upon his lips would be boiled in his own pudding and carried with a stick of holly through his heart.
Uncle.
Nephew, keep Christmas in your way and I'll keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Then let me leave it. Much good it's done you. Much good it's ever done you.
There are many things by which I might have derived good, by which I have not profited. I dare say Christmas among the rest. A good time, a kind, forgiving, pleasant, charitable time. The only time I know, in the long calendar of the year, when men and women seem by one consent to open up their shut-up hearts freely, and to accept the people below them as if they were really fellow passengers to the grave, and not a separate race of creatures bound on other journeys. So therefore, Uncle, therefore, though it's never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I dare say it's done me good, and will continue to do me good. So, Uncle, I say, God bless it!
Amen.
Let me hear another sound from you and you'll keep your Christmas. by losing your situation. Yes, I think so. By powerful speaker, maybe you should join Parliament.
Don't be cross, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow. Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love.
Nay, Uncle. You never came to see me before that happened. Why give us a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
We've never had any quarrels, which I've been a party. And I'm sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. I really do wish you the best. So Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you too, sir.
I suppose you want the whole day.
It's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient and it's not fair. If I were to withhold half a crown for it, I suppose you'd find yourself ill-used. Yes, I spend a full day's wages for no work. You do not find any ill-used,
It is but once a year, sir.
or excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the full day. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. On this particular night, Scrooge kept foreseeing things in his mind's eye. He kept muttering to himself, as he must have had something dreadfully ill to eat in order to feel and see such nonsense. Nevertheless, he continues on. He glanced at the door knocker several times to see assured he had seen an image there. If he didn't know better, he would have thought it to be a very lively picture of his former partner indeed. Scrooge enters his home, and as he does so, is greeted again by one of those uneasy feelings in the pit of his stomach. Perhaps he should have not had the lunch of this day. Now at this point, I shall leave you to demonstrate the story. Please know that I shall return, and you ought to have no worries about that. But from herein, I feel it is best to relate the story to you as if you were there on that particular night, in that particular house, with the cold creeping in through the windows and doors, and a strange feeling in the air.
How now, what do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then? Your particular first spirit.
Money. I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can you sit down?
I can't.
Do it then!
You do not believe in me.
I do not.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because the little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You could be an undigested bit of beef, or a blotted cheese, a club of mustard. There's a little more grave than grave about you, whatever you are. I say humbug, a humbug.
Ah!
Mercy! Mercy, dreadful apparition, why do you trouble?
Do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must, but why do spirits walk upon the earth, and why do they trouble me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad amongst his fellow men. And if it does not do so in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander this world only to witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turned to happiness.
You are offended, Jacob. Tell me why.
I wear the chains I forged in life. I made them link by link and yard by yard. I made them of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Is this pattern strange to you? Or would you know the weight and length of the strong cord you bear yourself, which was as full, as heavy, and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago? You have labored on it since. This is a ponderous chain.
Jacob Marley, old Jacob Marley, speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. Cannot rest, I cannot stay, I cannot linger anywhere. In life my spirit's never wandered beyond our counting house. Mark me! In life my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hold. And weary journeys lie ahead of me.
You must have been very slow about it, Jacob.
Slow!
7 years dead and traveling all the time.
The whole time! No rest, no peace. Just incessant torture of remorse.
You were fast about it.
On the wings of the wind.
I have traveled over a great quantity of ground in 7 years, Jacob.
Ah! Oh, captive bound in double iron, not to know that ages of incessant labor by immortal creatures, for this earth must pass into eternity before the good of which it is susceptible is all developed. Not to know that, no, any Christian spirit, working kindly in his little sphere, whatever it may be, will find his life cut too short before the vast means of its usefulness. Not to know that no amount of remorse can make amends for one's life's opportunities misused. Yet such was I, yet such was I.
But you were always a good man in business, Jacob.
Business! Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, kindness, were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean that was my business. Why did I walk the crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down, and never raise them to that blessed star which led the wise men to a poor abode, where the noble homes which is like to have guided me? Hear me! My time is nearly gone.
I will, Jacob, but I pray do not be hard upon me.
In what way I appear before you now, in a form you can see, I may not tell. I have sat beside you invisible many a day, but I'm here tonight to warn you, Ebenezer. You may yet have a chance and hope of escaping my fate.
Thank you kindly, Jacob. You have always been a good friend to me.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is this the chance you speak of?
It is.
I'd rather not.
Without these visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I now tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
my welfare might be as well served through a night of unbroken rest.
Your reclamation, then. Take heed, rise and walk with me.
I'm mortal. I'm likely to fall.
Hold me hand, and you will be upheld in more than this.
Good heaven. What is this place? Why, I was a boy here. I was bred in this place.
Your lip is trembling, and what is that upon your cheek?
Just a blemish. Lead on, spirit.
You recollect the way.
Remember it. Why, I could walk blindfold.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. Let us walk on.
Why, there's the old bridge and the church. Oh, hello, boys, hello.
No, these are but the shadows of the things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child neglected by friends is left there still.
I remember it.
Dear brother, I've come to bring you home, home.
Home, little Ben?
Yes, home for good and all, home forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be. That home is like heaven. He spoke to me so gently Wednesday night when I was going to bed, and I was not afraid to ask him once more if he might come home. And he said, yes, you should, and sent me in a coach to bring you. And you're to be a man, and you're never to come back here. But first we're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
You are quite a woman, little Ben.
Dear brother. She was always a delicate child whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
Though she had spirit, I shall not gainsay it. God forbid.
She died as a woman and had, as I think, children?
The child.
True, your nephew.
Yes.
Do you know it?
No, it's what? Well, I was apprenticed in it. Old Fezziwig is alive again, bless his heart. It's Fezziwig.
Yo, hello there.
In.
Dick. Come on.
Dick will be
Well
happy
done.
to, yes. It's Dick, to be sure. He was always attached to me.
Thank
Poor
you.
Dick.
Come on in.
No more work tonight, fellas. It's Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas Ebenezer. Come on, let's have the shutters up before the man can say Jack Robinson. Put out the space, make some room. For my wife has declared a Christmas Eve ball at the Fezziwigs.
You silly man, I declare welcome, dear friends. Welcome.
Oh, isn't she just the most beautiful treasure, boys?
There are not so many days as wonderful as Christmas. Make merry and be glad tonight.
We've wine in their coffers and dancing to be had.
And you must spin me round several times, husband mine. Bring in the pies and cakes. Cook's been baking all day, so we must have it all.
Oh, I do love you, my dear. You know man's heart is in his stomach.
You never did worry about his expenses. Even though we had a little extra. They were always so kind to me.
Got the right.
It's not that. It's not that at all. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our services light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. Say that his power lies in his words and his looks, things so slight and insignificant they cannot be counted up or added, but the happiness he gives was so great, as if it costs a fortune.
What is the matter?
Nothing particular.
Something, I think.
Nothing. I'd just like to say a few words to my clerk just now.
Well, my time grows short. Quick!
It matters little. To you, very little. Another idol's displaced me. And if it can cheer company with time to come, as I would have tried to do, then I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol is displaced?
The golden one.
This is the cruel and even-handed dealing of the world. There is nothing which is so hard as poverty, and there is nothing it professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of the world.
You fear the world too much. All your other hopes have been merged into the hope of being beyond the chance of its sort of reproach. I've seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, until the master passion of gain has engrossed you, have I not?
What then? Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I am not changed towards you, am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so, until, in good season, we could improve our worldly fortune through our patent industry. You are changed! When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feeling tells you that you are not what you are. That which brought us happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly I've thought of this, I shall not say. It is enough that I have thought of it and can release it to you.
Have I ever sought release?
Not in words, no, never.
In what then?
In changed nature, in an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, another hope at its great end, and anything that made my love any worth or value in your sight. If this had never been between us, tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now? No!
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could, heaven no. But I learned the truth like this. I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can even I believe you choose a dowerless girl? You who in your very confidence with her weigh everything by gain. Or choosing her, if for a moment you were enough to your one guiding principle to do so. Do I not know for repentance that your regret would surely follow? I do. And I release you with a full heart of the love of him you once were. You may, and what is past half makes me hope you will. I am pained in this. A very, very brief time, and then dismiss the recollection of it, gladly, as in a profitable dream from which you well awoke. I hope you're happy in the life you've chosen.
Spirit, why do you show me this? Why do you delight to torture me?
One shadow more.
No more, no more, I say, no more.
I told you, one shadow more.
Well, I saw an old friend of yours this morning.
Oh, who was it?
Yes?
Tuts, don't I know? Mr. Scrooge.
Indeed it was Mr. Scrooge. I passed by his office window this morning as it was not shut up. I could scarcely help seeing him. His partner lies upon the point of death, I hear. And there he sat alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Spirit, remove me from this place.
I told you, these are but the shadows of the things that have been. They are as they are, do not blame me.
I cannot bear it. Leave me and haunt me no longer. Present! Come, look upon me! You have never seen the likes of me before. Never. Never walked forth but the younger members of my family. Meaning, for I am very young. My other brothers born in these later years. I do not believe I have. Matter of fact, Spirit, I have not. Have you many brothers, Spirit? More than 1,800. Ho, 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 ho. Quite a tremendous family to provide for. Touch my robe. I went forth last night on compulsion and learnt a lesson by it. If I ought to do the same tonight, let me prompt it. Touch my robe. There's something particular you sprinkle from your torch. There is. My own. Ho, 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 ho. Will it apply to any kind of dinner on this evening? To any kindly given. To a poor one most. Why to a poor one most? Because he needs it most. Forgive me if I'm wrong. There are some upon this earth who lay claim to know us, who do their deeds of pride, passion, ill will, hatred, envy, bigotry, and selfishness in our name, who are as strange to us as our kith and kin, as if they had never lived. Remember that, and charge their doings on themselves, not us. I will, sir.
We smell the goose cooking. I smelled it first.
No, I did.
No.
Children, it matters little who smelled it first, but rather that it was smelled. And it is Christmas. Now, what if we could have gone into your father, and your brother Titan and Martha went to have to say last Christmas?
Who's Mother? Mother's here.
Bless your heart alive, my dear, how late you are.
We did a great deal of work last night and had to clear away this morning, Mother.
Never mind, so long as you come. Now, set yourself down by the fire, my dear. Warm yourself up. Who's Martha?
Hi, Martha, hi.
Yeah, that's it.
Careful, sweetheart.
Why, where's our mom?
Not coming.
Not coming on Christmas Day.
I'm here, Father.
Bless you, child. I thought you got caught up in the cold.
Oh, no.
Run along, children, fetch the goose. We're ready to set the table. And how did our little Tim behave?
Oh, good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets lost while sitting by himself and thinks the strangest things we've ever heard. He told me coming home that he hoped people saw him in church because he was a cripple. It might be pleasant for them to remember home Christmas Day. Who made lame beggars walk and blind men see?
Here's the goose, Mother.
Oh, there never was such a goose.
Come along, children. Father shall count the goose. Here you go, sweetheart.
Let us say grace for the goose and all the things before us. Bless us, dear Lord. We thank thee for this thy bounty we are about to receive. Amen.
Amen.
Such a small feast for such a large family, Spirit. Tell me, will Tiny Tim survive?
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Spirit, say it is not so.
Oh, my dear, I dare say this pudding is the finest thing you've done to date in our married life.
Oh, Bob, I was so worried that I'd used too much flour and it would dry.
I know, truly it's a delight.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
God bless us, everyone.
Tell me, Tiny of him will live, Spirit.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none other of my race will find him here. What then? If he be like to die, he'd better do it and decrease the surplus population.
Use my words against me.
Man of man, you be an heart not adamant, forbear that wicked statement until you have discovered what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live? What men shall die? It may be a sign of heaven that you are more worthless and less fit to live than the millions like this poor man's child. Oh God, to hear the insect on the leaf pronouncing to his hungry brothers in the dust on the too much life among them.
To Mr. Scrooge, I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
The founder of our feast indeed. You know, I wish I had had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind feast on and hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
But dear, sure, it's Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, to which one tries to help such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows better than you do, you poor fellow.
It's Christmas Day.
All right. I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, but not for his. A long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and happy. I'm sure of it.
Mr. Scrooge!
He said Christmas was a humbug as I live. He believed it too.
More shades for him, Fred.
He's a comical fellow, that's the truth. Not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offence carried their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich. At least that's what you always tell me, Fred.
Wasn't that, my dear? He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it, and he hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he's ever going to benefit us with it.
Well, I have no patience with him.
Oh, I have. I feel sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill winds? Himself. Always. Here, he takes his head dislike us and will come dine with us tonight. What's the consequence? He doesn't lose himself much at dinner.
I think that he loses himself a very good dinner.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that, my dear, because I have a great faith in these young housekeepers. What do you say, Topper?
Yes.
Well, a bachelor is a wretched outcast who has no right to express an opinion on the subject.
Do go on, Fred. He is such a ridiculous fella. He never finishes what he's saying.
My dear, I was only going to say that the consequence of his taking a disliking to us and not making merry with us is that I think that he loses out on some pleasant moments. Pleasanter companions that he can find his own thoughts, either in his mouldy old office or dusty chambers. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas till he dies, but if he finds me going there year after year and saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you? If it only puts him in the vein to leave his poor clerk £50, that's something. I think I shook him yesterday.
Let's talk of something else, dear Fred.
Oh yes, my dear, I agree. Let's play a game of yes and no.
Yes!
Yes and no. Alright, I'll think of something, and you must all ask me questions to figure out what it is. Okay, begin.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
Is it a lion?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Oh, an animal that growls.
Why, yes.
Is it a bear?
No, not exactly.
Fred, does the animal walk on the street?
Why, yes, my dear, it does.
Is it a horse?
A cow.
A bull? Does it live in London?
No. 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 Yes.
Oh, Fred! Oh, I found it! I know who it is! It's your Uncle Scrooge!
Why, yes, my dear, it was. He's given us plenty of merriment, that is sure, and it would be ungrateful not to drink his health. Here's a glass of mulled wine ready to our hand at the moment, and I say, Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge!
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but may have it nonetheless. Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge!
I thank you all. I wish I had not denied the both of you the blessings of this day. Our spirits' lives so short.
My life upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight. Tonight midnight. But the time is drawing near.
Forgive me for asking, but I see something strange protruding from your skirts. Is it a hand or a claw?
It may be a claw, for the flesh there upon it. Look here!
Are they yours?
They are men's, and they cling to me appealing from their fathers. The girl is want, the boy is ignorance. Beware them both, but most of all beware this boy. For I see what is written upon his brow, which is doom. Unless the writing be erased, deny it. Slanderous brutality, admit it for your factitious purposes, and bide the end.
Have they no refuge or resources?
Are there no workhouses? Are there no prisons?
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? Are you about to show me the shadows of the things that have not been but will be? Is that so, Spirit? Ghost of the future. I fear you more than any other spectre I've seen. But since I know your presence is to do me good, I'm ready to bear it, and do it with a thankful heart. Will you not answer me? Begone, for the night is waning fast, and it is precious time to lead on.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
God knows.
Well, what has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. Hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
Well, it's likely to be a very cheap funeral. Upon my life, I don't know of anybody to go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going if lunch is provided.
I must be fed if I make one.
Well, I'm the most interested among you. After all, for I never wear black gloves, and I never eat lunch first. I'll always go if anyone else will.
Now that I think about it, I'm not sure that I wasn't his most particular friend, who used to stop on the streets and speak whenever we met.
Well, the old man has got so class.
So I'm told. Cold, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas time. You're not a skater, I suppose.
No, something else to think of. Good morning.
Good morning.
other swan strangers, or osses, which you all call them, well matched, come into the parlor!
What odds? Mr. Dilber. Every person's got a right to take care of himself. Ain't always today.
I'm a...
It's true indeed. No man more so. Come on, then. Don't just stand staring as if you were afraid, boy. There is no wiser. We're not going to pick holes in each other's coats, I suppose. No, indeed. We should hope so. No, indeed. If we wanted to keep him after he was dead, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have someone to take care of him when he was strapped dead, instead of gasping out alone by himself. That is the truest word that ever was spoken. It's a judgment on him. I wish it were a little heavier judgment, and it should have been you made a pint upon it. If I could have laid my hands on anything else, open up on the old girl. Speak out plain, let me know the value of it. I'm not afraid to be the first, nor afraid for them to see it. We knew very well we was helping ourselves before we met her. It's no sin, I believe. Open up, bundle
That's your account. And I wouldn't give another sixpence if I was to be bored for not doing it. Who's next? Always you too much to the lady. It's a weakness of mine, and that's the way I live myself. That's your account. If you ask for another penny and made it an open question, I would better being so liberal and knock off half a crown.
He's now under my bundle. Jay. Come on. Come on, Jarvis. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Have a gun.
What's this? His bad cat. You don't mean you're taking down, brings it off, and just lying there. You are born to make a fortune, and you're certainly do it.
I certainly shan't hold my hand. We're not doing anything just by reaching it out. For the sake of such a man that he was, I promise you, Joe. Don't do that on the point of blankets now.
Yes, blankets.
Those else to think. Easy to take cold wood out of my desk.
I'll be tonight catching anything, eh?
Don't you be afraid of that. I wouldn't mind about him for such things if he did. You can look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it. Not one thread back left. It was the best he had, and a fine one too. You'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting of it?
Putting it on it to be married and to be sure. Somebody was cool enough to do it, but I took it off again. If Gallagher isn't good enough for such a purpose, he's a crazy. You know, it's quite becoming to the body. He can look uglier than you ever did. Everyone away from him while he was alive to profit us while he's dead. This is the end of it, you see.
Spirits. I see that the case of this unhappy man, it may be my own. But what is this? This is a fearful place. Show me someone who has an ounce of compassion towards this man's death.
You're quite ruined. If he relents, that is. Nothing is past hope that such a miracle has happened.
He is past relenting. The half broken woman quite told you last night, 6 of 8. But that was a mere excuse. met with light hearts, Caroline.
Spirit, show me someone with 1 ounce of compassion towards this man's death.
Auntie took a child and set him in the midst of them.
I'm sorry. The color hits my eyes. No better. You're still a little weak by the candlelight. And I wouldn't dare show weak eyes to your father. Not for the world. Must be near his time.
Past it, rather. But I think he's walked a little slower these past few evenings, Mother.
I've known your father. Walk with tiny Tim upon his shoulders. Very fast indeed.
And so have I. Often.
And so have I. But he was so light. He was father loved him so. So there's no trouble. No trouble. Does your father at the door? You went to stay there, Robert?
Yeah. We would have done you good to see how green the place is. We would go there often. I promised him that I would walk there on a Sunday. A little child. A little child. Forgive me, children, I do not mean to do so. I saw Scrooge's nephew today, along the street. He noted them as a little down and said he was heartily sorry for it. And heartily sorry for my good wife and family. By and by, how he even knew that. You were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Very well observed, my dear. Heartily sorry. He said it could be of any help that this is where he lives and to come to him. It truly felt as if he knew our Tim and felt with us.
I'm sure he's a good soul.
You would be sure of that, my dear. If you saw and spoke to him yourself today, I wouldn't be surprised. Mark what I say. Found Esther in that situation.
Only hear that, Esther.
And then Esther will be keeping company with someone and setting up for herself. Get along with you.
Just as likely as not, my dears. But there'll be plenty of time for that. But however, and whenever we part from one another in this life, so none of us forget poor tiny Tim, or this first parting that there was among us.
Never, Father.
And I know, when we recollect how patient and how mild he was a little child, that we do not quarrel easily among ourselves, and forget poor tiny Tim when doing it.
Never, Father.
I am very happy. I am very happy.
Spirit, something informs me that our parting is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me, who is that man we saw lying dead? The churchyard. Before I draw near to that tombstone to which you point, answer me one question, Spirit. Are these the shadows of the things that will be are the shadows of the things that may be only. A man's courses, if preserved, did lead to certain ends. But if departed from, these ends will change. Say it is thus with which you show me. Will you not answer me? Hear me. Oh, I'm not the man I was. I'm not the man I must have been but for this intercourse. Why show me this if I'm past all hope? Good Spirit, your mercy, it intercedes for me, and it pities me, but assure me that I may change what you have shown me. I will honor Christmas in my heart. I shall live in the past, the present, and the future. All three shall strive in me. I will not shut out the teachings that they have taught. Assure me that I may wash away the writings on the stone. I shall live in the past, the present, and the future. All three shall strive in me. Jacob Marley, old Jacob Marley, God in heaven and Christmas time be praised. Then, there's step here, the curtains. The guns that here brings it all. I'm here. The shadows of the things that have been, they may be dispelled. No. They will be dispelled. I know it. I know they will. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel as if I'm light as a feather. No. As giddy as a schoolboy, or as merry as a drunken man. Why, a Merry Christmas to the world now, Happy New Year to everyone. What day is it? Hello there, hello. What day is it?
Why, today, sir. Today is Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day. Why, the spirits, they've done it all in one night. But of course they can. They can do anything they please. Hello?
Hello.
Do you know the poulterer's around the corner?
I should hope I did.
Do you know if the prize turkey's still hanging there in the window?
The one as big as me.
Why, what a fine boy. Yes, the one as big as you.
Why, it's hanging there right now.
Go and get it.
I'm a nihilist. Go and get it. If you can bring the Baltimore back, I'll give you a shilling. But if you can do it in less than 5 minutes, I'll give you half a crown. The boy was off like a shot. Scrooge busied himself about making sure he was presentable to leave his home on this Christmas day. And what a day it was! The boy in the Portsmouth returned with the turkey. What a turkey it was! Yes, why? Why, hello there. Oh, that is too big kid to carry all the way to Camden Town. You must grab a cab. Here's an extra crown for the cab. Go on and have a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year.
The chuckle with which he said this,
And the chuckle with which he paid for the cab, and the chuckle with which he paid for the turkey, and the chuckle with which he recompensed the boy, were only to be exceeded by the chuckle with which he sat down breathless in his chair again, and there he chuckled till he cried. Shaving was not an easy task, for his hands continued to shake very much, and shaving requires attention, even when you don't dance while you're at it. But if he'd cut the end of his nose off, he would have put a piece of sticking plaster over it and been quite satisfied. He dressed himself all in his best and got out into the streets. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Why, Merry Christmas, my dear lady.
Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, I feel my name may be fearful to all of you, but I hope you'll accept my apologies and gratitude.
Oh, my dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Why, yes, and not a farthing less. Many back payments are included in it as well.
Good heavens, Mr. Scrooge. I don't know what to say.
Why, don't say anything at all. Will you come and see me? Will all of you come and see me? Very good. All of you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Too good to say, thank you.
Scrooge walked about the streets to and fro, and went to church, and patted the little children on the head, and looked up into the windows of houses, and down into the kitchens, and found that everything could give him pleasure. He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything so simple could bring him so much happiness. In the afternoon, he turned his steps towards his nephew Fred.
Why, who might that be?
Why, it's your Uncle Scrooge.
Might I see you at dinner tonight?
Why, yes, if you
Yes.
ask me.
Well, of course, of course.
Oh, it would truly be an honor.
How about 7 o'clock, yes?
7 sounds wonderful. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year to you too.
And join them he did. Wonderful party, wonderful games, wonderful unanimity, and wonderful happiness. But he had set his heart upon catching Bob Cratchit coming late. He did. Oh, yes, he did. The clock struck 9. No Bob. A quarter past. Still no Bob. He was a full 18 minutes and a half behind his time. His hat was off, his comforter too. He was on the stool in a jiffy, driving away with his pen as if he were trying to overtake 9 o'clock.
Now what do you think you're doing? Coming here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. I'm behind my time.
Yes. Yes, I think you are.
It shan't be repeated, sir. I was looking rather merry yesterday, sir.
You should come a little closer. I shall not stand for this behavior any longer. And therefore, Bob Cratchit, my good friend, I'm going to give you a raise. A Merry Christmas, Bob, a merrier Christmas than I've given you in many a years. Why, I truly do hope that I will help your family's endeavors. We'll speak over all of this over a bowl of smoking bishop. Go and buy a coal scuttle.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he became like a second father. He became as good a man, as good a master, as the good old city knew or anywhere else thereof. Afterward, it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man possessed that knowledge. May that truly be said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, everyone.
God bless us, everyone. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Until we